Secretariat in Abuja by armed security operatives, both in uniform and mufti. NLC President Joe Ajaero said this in a text message sent to the group WhatsApp platform of Labour correspondents on Wednesday in Abuja. Ajaero said the invasion of the Labour House was carried out at about 9 p.m. He alleged that they ransacked books at the bookshop, carrying all the materials into their van, claiming that the materials were used to incite and organize the recent protest. Meanwhile, a presidential address posted on the verified X, formerly Twitter handle of President Bola Tinubu has generated confusion amongst his media aides. VOP News had earlier reported that the president in the video acknowledged the hardship Nigerians are going through as a result of fuel subsidy removal, while several Nigerians felt the address was another appeal to end the ongoing protests against bad governance and hardship in the country. The special advisor to President Tinubu on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, however, said the trending video is not new. He posted, and I quote, "Trending video of President Tinubu is an old video. A trending video of President Tinubu which came out on Wednesday is not a new video. It is a clip from the broadcast he made last year. President Tinubu has not made any other public statement since his last broadcast on Sunday." End quote. He explained that the clip is from a broadcast the president made last year. Despite Onanuga's claim, several presidential aides have reposted the address, which was shared on the official account of the president. The likes of Ortega Ogra and Frederick Nwabufo, the senior special assistant to the president on public engagement, reposted the video. In the meantime, the federal government yesterday warned the foreign countries to steer clear of the nation's internal affairs. The warning came against the backdrop of foreign flags being flown during the ongoing protest against hardship in the country, especially in some northern states, including Kano, Kaduna, and Zamfara, and the arrest of some foreigners as sponsors of the protest. This came as the protest, which had thawed in most states, continued in Port Harcourt, Rivers State yesterday, as protesters and some journalists were attacked by thugs who infiltrated the protest. Also, the Plateau and Bauchi state governments, which imposed the curfews in the heat of the protest earlier in the week, have relaxed it as normalcy returned to the two states yesterday. In another development, the Nigeria Immigration Service has suspended Okpravero Ufoma, an Assistant Superintendent of Immigration 2, for allegedly soliciting financial gratification from a traveler. The NIS's Comptroller General, Kemi Nandap, made this known in a statement issued by the service's Public Relations Officer today in Abuja. According to Ms. Nandap, the officer's conduct does not reflect the values and ethics of professionalism upheld by the NIS. She condemned the alleged misconduct in the strongest terms, saying that it undermined the ongoing reforms aimed at enhancing service standards. She, however, assured that the officer had been indefinitely suspended pending the outcome of disciplinary procedures in accordance with the law and public service rules. In a tragic development, more than 20 people reportedly died in Kali community of Gumi local government area in Zamfara state while escaping from bandit attack. VOP News gathered that their boat capsized in the river. According to a resident who pleaded anonymity, the bandits besieged the village at about 1 p.m. last Sunday, forcing the villagers to flee for their safety. He explained that 12 corpses have been recovered from 3 rivers. The police are yet to issue any statement on the reported incident. You're currently listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now joining me to discuss issues in the news this afternoon, I have a political, social and national affairs analyst as well as a best-selling author and print journalist, Mr. Peter Anosike. Welcome to the news at 12. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, there's quite a bit to discuss this afternoon, beginning with security operatives raiding the NLC headquarters and carting away documents. According to what Ajaero reportedly posted on the Labour's WhatsApp group was comrades, armed security men, both in uniform and mufti, just invaded the Labour House in their numbers and were at the 10th floor and 2nd floor. He also alleged that they ransacked certain books at the bookshop. They carried the materials into their van and they claimed that these materials were used to incite and organize the recent protests. It's not denying that the NLC has been, one can say, at the forefront of this protest and has actually supported the citizens ever since they decided to go on this nationwide end hunger and end the bad governance protest. But to allege that they incited and organized, would that be correct?
Well, for me, it is news to me saying that NLC is part of the protest, of this end hunger protest.
It's part, not to talk about a sponsor or inciting.
Because I remember when they were asking Ajero to denounce the end bad governance. Ajero said that he cannot withdraw from what he is not part of. So, but the fact remains that NLC has lost focus. They are no more what a labor union should be. That's in the past few years, because Labour Party has been there since 2003 up to now. NLC has never meddled in their affairs. So, but under this Ajero, and a lot of things are now coming up. So, which is attracting security attentions. It is not only in Nigeria that we have a Labour Party. Labour Party is currently ruling in Britain. But Labour Union is not meddling in their own affairs. So I feel that they are the reason why the security operatives invaded them.
How are they the reason for that if they did not actually champion the protests?
Because they are already creating tensions for themselves by getting involved into Labour Party issues.
So you think it's because they are being partisan, that's why the federal government is more interested in Labour's activities and the documents in their offices?
No, that's carrying their books and so on and so forth doesn't really make sense. But they have been in the news for wrong reasons. And when you are in the news for wrong reasons, you attract security attention. You attract so
you are blaming the NLC for the fact that the DSS
for losing focus,
which has led to the raiding of their offices.
Sure.
Even if they don't know if anything will be found there or not, because if they say that it is because the NLC is inciting the citizens to protest, that has not been the case. We know the people who have, even if we wouldn't use the word inciting, who've been clamoring for Nigerians to protest. It's been largely organic, and many Nigerians, yes, we have people who are organizing people, bringing them together and saying this and this are the venues you should use, these are when we'll converge. We also have people speaking to the media, but largely it has no leader.
No, they cannot say that NLC is inciting.
But that's the reason that the NLC has given for its headquarters being raided, right? So if you're saying you want to blame them for losing focus, does that mean what has been done is right? What happened to getting a search warrant and then doing things civilly?
Well, we don't know whether they came with a search warrant or not. But we know that in NLC there's a position for mobilization.
If you come with a search warrant, would you still raid and ransack?
A search warrant is an authority to search.
In whatever way.
And in searching, a lot of things comes into it. A search warrant backs you that to search a company, a house, an organization, and certainly they are not going to help you because you caused why they come there. So for me, NLC should focus on the issues, on labor issues, and stop overstepping their boundaries. Are
you saying they do not have any right to make demands of the government? They do not have any right to get involved in partisan politics?
They have. It's not a political party. Their main focus is the welfare of the labor unions, and that's what they should focus on. NLC is not a political party. They shouldn't be meddling in politics. When Adams Oshiomhole wanted that to run for the governor of Edo State, he joined the ACN. So they should focus on the welfare of the Nigerian workers.
That is to say, if the NLC president wants to join politics, he should leave the labor union
and
join politics.
He should leave NLC and join a political party and begin. Understand me?
In light of this, the NLC has actually sent about 7 fresh demands to the federal government, including they say they want a policy reversal of all the policies that have led to the current economic crisis. They're also calling for a day of mourning in honor of those who they said were maimed and lost their lives during this hashtag End Bad Governance Nation nationwide protest. They're calling for accountability, dialogue and engagement, immediate relief measures, and they also said stop politically motivated meddling.
They are genuine demands. They are worthy enough for government to look into. Their principal job is the welfare of the workers, and not a meddling into partisan politics. But they have been overstepping their boundary. They have been going beyond their scope in recent times, which is not very good for them.
All right, then. You're still listening to the news at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Moving on to the next issue right here. There seems to be confusion among the presidential media aides as a presidential address posted on the verified Twitter handle of Nigeria's president has actually generated what we could call confusion amongst these media aides, right? Yesterday, we're talking about how the president came out to make a second address from Sunday. Yesterday was Wednesday. A second address in 3 days after Nigerians had been clamoring for him to come and speak to the people. So to many Nigerians, it felt like, oh, the president is listening and this might become the new norm for us to start hearing from the president more often. Only for the president's special advisor on information and strategy to come up and say this is actually an old video. After this video was posted on the president's verified handle and was retweeted by his senior special assistant on public engagement. Two questions. Does Bayo Onanuga know something we don't know? Or maybe was he not in the meeting when they decided to post an old video, as may be the case? Because if you head on to his Twitter account where he actually posted that it was an old video, that post has been deleted. This is not the first time that we are getting, I call it misinformation or disinformation from Bayo Onanuga's handle. What exactly can we say is going on right now with all the information coming from the president's camp?
Well, what is happening in the presidential media is what is known as top ranking. That is what is going on there.
What does that mean, and what does that portend for Nigerians? Because if we cannot get real information from the president's media aides, where then can we get correct information?
One, that's top ranking. They are fighting who is superior to the other. Understand?
That's first to reveal information.
That's who is superior to the other. Who should? That's Buhari is not exactly my guy, but they manage Garba Shehu, Femi Adesina, and others. They manage their media 100% better than what is going on.
Most of the time, we're hearing from Lai Mohammed.
Understand me? We are hearing from Lai Mohammed. We are hearing from Garba Shehu. We are hearing from Femi Adesina. None contradicted the other. None contradicted the other in their 8 years. But under 6 months, our jury is contradicting Bayo Onanuga and so on and so forth. So Nigeria is not only in crisis, the presidential media is also in crisis. And it is high time that Tinubu sacks Bayo Onanuga, because that second video was a face mending. It is in the print media what we call make good. When something goes bad, you now have to kind of do it all over again, because Tinubu's Sunday speech was empty. Tinubu's Sunday speech was empty.
So are you saying it's because of the backlash that speech has received, that's why they had to post another one?
They tried to bring something that would be more appealing. So whoever
posting an old video, according to Bayo Onanuga, even though it's been deleted.
Whoever did that second video is more thoughtful, is more creative. Understand? Since the first one didn't meet what Nigerians want, let us see if we can appeal to them with this second video.
Even if it is an old one.
Even if it's an old one, but it's still...
You are saying when it comes to how the media works, it wasn't a wrong strategy. But it's the fact that there seems not to be unity in the information coming from the different camps.
It is still the president that was speaking. Even when I saw that video yesterday, what came into my mind was a deep fake. That was what came into my mind. I was thinking that this is deep fake. But when I now saw that it was on the president's
verified,
understand? So I said, okay, that at least since the other one was zero, he now wants to kind of do something better. So if Onanuga knows something, even though it's an old video, he will have just calmed down and pretend as if he did not see it. So what he's doing is that he is doing Tinubu bad. Because the second video was better than the Sunday speech.
But do Nigerians not actually deserve to have a presidential media team that doesn't just give the right information, but can actually why couldn't it have been a new video? If the president addresses the nation twice in 3 days, is that too much? Is it too much for Nigerians to ask? Because you're saying now, even if it's an old video, it doesn't matter. It's just that there isn't unity in the information. But don't Nigerians actually deserve to have a presidency, and a presidential media team that at least advises the president to speak to the people? Why do we have to wait and rely on old news and old information and what has been said before? And why are we saying the same things that have been said before? Because this video is more than 6 months old. Right? If it is an old one, why are you telling us what you told us 6 months ago, and yet you're trying to make us believe that you're doing your best to make the country better? How will Nigerians believe that?
Excuse me, how many Nigerians remember that it was old video? If Bayo Onanuga did not contradict it, how many Nigerians remember? So the truth is that there's no cohesion, there's no coordination in the presidential media. There's no cohesion and there's no coordination. They are all running on different this thing. This person wants to show I'm more superior to this person, I'm more important to this person. After Ajuri Nganane that's contradicted Bayo Onanuga, then went and held a meeting that this Ajuri should be stopped.
So they cannot come together and choose between themselves who will always be the one to give information. They cannot come together and have those unity of ideas. At the end of the day, Nigerians will have to suffer from each time we get an information from any presidential media handle. We will always have to go and verify.
Is this right or wrong? Understand me? So that's why I said that Garba Shehu, Bayo, and Garba Shehu and Femi Adesina, there was cohesion, there was coordination when they served the Buhari. None was contradicting each other. Understand me? So media was better managed under Adesina and Garba Shehu than what is happening now. And this is people who are big in the industry. When you talk of the mood rock of Nigeria, it's Boname Tinubu. He has invested in the media more than any other Nigerian. And
so we should actually be getting the right and the correct information from his media aides. At this point, should we expect anyone to be sanctioned for this, seeing as this is not the very first instance?
I say Bayo Onanuga should be given the boot, because he seems to be the biggest problem there. And he is using this Omono abuse stuff. I've been with Tinubu. All these people are strangers, because he was in Nadeku. So these are just a new generation people coming to a kind of who are supposed to be answering him, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And again, the truth is that all the SME, all the media aides to governors, to presidents are just OES members. All of them have been OES members. They don't advise, they only take instructions. They don't advise, they only take instructions from either from the governor or from the president. So they don't always have that boldness, that to advise or the president. All they do is just to take in orders. But in this situation, they are working separately, not connectively, and that's where this person will counter the other person. The other person will counter. Understand? Because Ajuri has quietly stepped back because they cautioned him The Lagos boys in the presidency cautioned him that he should be taking instruction from Bayo, Onanuga. So if you see, he's no more talking as much as he was doing before. Now the Minister of Information, Idris, is now becoming more visible.
So between the Minister of Information, the President's Chief Press Secretary, and his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, who actually has the responsibility of breaking information as regards the State House?
And
we also have the social media handlers as well.
The Minister of Information is the official spokesperson of the presidency.
Of the presidency or of the country?
That's of the presidency now. He speaks for the country.
The Minister of Information.
Sure. Then the SA media are now those to be working under the Minister of Information. But there must be cohesion. There must be understanding. There must be coordinating well. None is supposed to contradict the other. Before any information comes out, 3 of them must see it, or 4 of them, and now decide who is to break this news, who is to disseminate this information. But that is not happening. That's why I said what is going on there is top ranking.
All right, then. Let's quickly move on. The federal government has warned foreign powers to steer clear of Nigeria's internal issue. This is coming, of course, against the backdrop of all the foreign flag being flown in the ongoing protests against hardship in the country. Are there really foreign powers involved, or just like security agency said yesterday, they've got 4 northern political bigwigs? Is the federal government right to come and say they've got 4 political? They are investigating 4 political bigwigs involved in all of that. So if we have those people, how come the federal government is warning foreign powers? Do those foreign powers have the time to infiltrate Nigeria at this moment?
This is what is called in America can kicking. Understand? This is what the Americans call can kicking. When a government wants to shift its failures to other people. That's what Buhari did for 8 years. Can kicking. Jonathan. But because APC is succeeded APC, they can no more can kick. That's why they are now saying foreign powers.
But we've always been told that the president inherited a comatose government.
From who? From PDP or from APC? So when what happened at Okoroma happened, remember that Bayo said that it was foreign machineries. That's the Delta killing of soldiers. The student president at Bayo said it was foreign machineries until somebody owned up that it was them that masterminded it. So everybody is busy, every country is busy. Understand me? Nigeria should focus on their own problems. The government should focus on their own failures. No country is interested in Nigeria. Just like Nigeria, it's only Nigeria that is interested in other countries. Just like what Tinubu wanted to do with Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso.
Which is what?
Meddling in other people's affairs. So no foreign power is interested in Nigeria collapsing. Our problem is bad leadership. So this is what they should address. They should focus on their problem. They should develop a problem mindset, that solution mindset. These people shouldn't be thinking like followers. Understand me? There's a difference between how a leader thinks and how a follower thinks. A follower, the masses think of problems, while the leader should be thinking of solutions. So that's what they should be thinking of solutions, and not who to push their failures to. It is wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Anaske, for joining me on the World News at 12 this afternoon. It's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You've been listening to the news at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. To wrap up the world news, here again are the top stars. You heard that security operatives have raided the NLC headquarters, carting away documents. There has been confusion as Bayo Onanuga debunks President Tinubu's second national address. Federal government warns foreign powers to steer clear of Nigeria's internal issues. And immigration suspends officer caught on video soliciting bribe. And that is a wrap on news at all. My name is Chioma Innocent. Please follow our social media handles at VOP903FM. Good afternoon and thank you for listening. Do stay tuned. Up next is Area Matter.